everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. And even though I might not be able to hear myself, but I know everything is working fine because I was told it's working fine, and I have to start listening to my producer who really has to listen to me, but it doesn't work like that. How you doing, George, my beautiful, my handsome, good-looking co-host?
Just great. I just came from a great vacation.
I know you did. I'm very upset with you. I saw you frolicking on the beach, like with no clothes on, with your beautiful wife.
No. God forbid. You don't want to see me with no clothes on.
I saw you frolicking and kissing your wife all over the place.
Yes. We were in Jamaica.
Did you drink any, what's it called again? I don't know.
Pina coladas?
Pina coladas.
Plenty.
Oh, my God. The headset went crazy now. He's purposely sabotaging the show. Why did he do that? I don't know.
I think the producer's jealous of your success.
He is jealous of my success because I'm going to talk to you about that as well. And welcome my Instagram fans. Welcome my YouTube and Facebook fans. And soon we're going to welcome a bunch of other people. Nicole is running late.
Well, lawyers usually do run late.
I know. All the lawyers run late. Today I was asked to sponsor and write some kind of application, something for two lawyers that they passed the bar, but they need some kind of
a reference.
Reference, but it's a special form that I have to fill out.
I see.
And I said, why me? They said, well, you have a very good name. I said, are you sure? I don't think they like me, whatever. But they said that they do like me. The lawyers like me, and they know me for many years. And so this board, I forgot what it's called. It's not a moral. They want to know if they're morally thing, but it's some kind of a moral application.
Well, your name is getting out there. I did speak to a prominent reporter about a week ago at dinner.
Yeah.
And I mentioned your name. He did say, "Oh, I know that guy."
You know what?
And this guy covers city politics. So
I was at the one of the Columbia protests, and we're going to talk about that. And everybody knew me there. A lot of people knew me there. And one lady even was screaming at me, "You're the guy who was terrible at during COVID. You didn't let people wear masks." I said, "Look at you. You're standing right."
Let's be clear. I don't think you didn't let people wear masks. You just said, "Hey, we should have a choice," right?
So people are screaming, "How do you want protests to stop at Columbia and Yale and Harvard and all these places?" Because that was our government was doing something wrong to its people, locking us up, shutting us down with no evidence. These protests that you're doing today have nothing to do with us. Even the colleges that do business with us will do nothing. I mean, who cares?
A funny thing
but
is...
They hinder the movement of other people's to have the pursuit. You know, they beat up a girl today. You saw my video. They beat up a Jewish girl, Bollinger, whatever.
You're talking at UCLA.
No, it was at UCLA. It was at Columbia.
I think it was UCLA. Because Columbia got cleared out last night.
And they stepped on the flag. And, this is crazy.
But did you see the lady that was asking for yesterday? She was representing the students, and she came out and said Columbia has an This is after they barricaded themselves into the building and said Columbia has an obligation to feed us.
Right, and she said it because we pay our tuition. We feed you. We gave you a place.
I don't know if revolutionaries.
She wants the food brought in.
I don't know if revolutionaries are getting DoorDash.
Right. And some of these people don't even know where Palestine is.
By the way, there was UCLA. There was a list of demands, and one of them said, all the food they wanted and everything, but they said no bagels.
But you know what the thing is? When these people get arrested and they're out 24 hours or less later, maybe 3 hours later, and they drop all the charges against them.
Yeah, but some of them got charged with burglary.
Today. Yeah. But till now, they kept dropping the charges against them. They're burning the American flag. They're just, something's wrong here. Something's really wrong. I know they burnt the American flag in the 70s and 80s, but that was a war that we were fighting against other countries. That was our soldiers were dying. We wanted a change in our policy. Here, there's no change in policy. You're going for a war that has nothing to do with you. And you know what? I want to tell you something before we start the show for real, and I want you all to hear this. A guy kidnapped a woman in France. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
He's raping her. Texts the girl's mother that I'm going to continue to rape her and then kill her and you'll never see her again. Now, a Jewish girl. Here, I'm going to read. Jewish woman is held prisoner and raped in France to avenge Palestine. Suspect sent text to victim's mother saying, "I will desecrate your daughter and you will never see her again." Now, for centuries, they've done this to us. I tell you one thing. They're never coming into my neighborhood. I'm not scared of them. When I go there, I want to see them push me around. But yes, some of us guys are being pushed around. I want to welcome to the show all our listeners on WSNR.
By the way, one of our, Michael Smith said, no, it was Black Beauty said, maybe Nicole ran into a protest.
It could be, but not in Borough Park. Maybe on the
I don't think she's supporting the Palestinians.
By the way, if you want to
let's give her credit.
Right. If you want to call into the show, 646-974-1580, 646-974-1580, and you can talk to George and ask George anything you want. But George, I want to tell you something. And I told you about Ina Vernikova. I know you don't.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I was texting out a group text, and she texted me back, like a nasty text to me, and then she tells me to go blind. And I told her I'm going to go after her. Oh, Nicole showed up, our wonderful co-host. Welcome back. After
Nicole, there was accusations that you were at a protest, but I told them, I stood up for you.
We can't hear her. She's not talking to the mic. What is she doing? But anyways, Nicole, she's back. She had a beautiful Passover Seder. I know because I sent her the Haggadah. I brought you a new Haggadah, by the way, that explains all the commandments. Welcome to the show. How are you?
How many commandments are there?
There's 10 plagues. I'm sorry, or 50 plagues, or 500 plagues. But the point is the most important commandment that came out of the Egyptian, and I want to tell it to all of you, was when God took us out of Egypt. He says, I want you to love me, but I want to love you as well. I'm freeing you for the purpose to serve the world and to do better. And that's why the whole world has learned, whether you believe in God or not, or the Bible is real, the Christian or the Jewish or the Muslim. Here's the deal. The whole world knows and still talks about the exodus of Egypt. Everybody knows that there was a God, that the water split. Whether you believe it or not, it's been spoken about for 5,000 years. Whether it was maybe some kind of an earthquake or something crazy that happened, the point being is we were taught to do better. And the Jewish people have led the world to do better. Now, we've been persecuted. I don't know why, Nicole. I don't know why.
And for the record, I would drive my car off a cliff before I join a protest.
Right.
How dare you tell the
By the way,
listeners that's where I was at.
No. That's what Black Beauty said.
How is my dear, beautiful girl, Sarah Mose?
So good. I put her through a kiddush. It was just me and her, so we did a whole seder
I
ourselves.
invited her. She should have come. It was a small party by my house. By the way, my son had a baby girl on the second day of Passover.
Congratulations.
They named her Ahuva Ahora.
What?
Ahuva, something with light of the Jewish people, and Ahura, after the Star Trek lady who was the...
Ahura. Yeah, that's really hard to pronounce.
He says it's not that, but I liked Ahura, Captain Kirk's sidekick there, so I'm going to call her Ahura. By the way, everybody...
What's going to be her nickname? Come on, nobody's going to be
calling
calling her down...
I was going to say, they're going to tease her.
Nobody's calling her that down the street.
They're calling her Hoover.
No girl wants to be called Hoover.
Yeah, for real.
like the vacuum cleaner. By the way, call into the show 646-974-1580. And our beautiful Nicole. Nicole, question. Simple and plain. We're going to start the show in a minute. I have a quote and joke for everybody. Supreme Court, any minute, supposed to make a decision, right? On Trump's thing that nobody could touch.
Well, they're listening to it.
His immunity claim?
Right.
Yeah.
His immunity claim. So any minute's coming out. Once the decision comes out,
I don't think it's any minute. I'm not a lawyer.
To make a decision.
No, but I'm not a lawyer. They're just hearing it.
Yeah, they're going to hear it, but it takes quite a while.
Oh, they didn't hear it yet? I heard they were asking questions.
No, it takes quite a while for them to issue an opinion, like weeks, even months sometimes. It's not.
But it's crazy. They know that it has to be done quickly.
I don't think they care. Justice.
They don't work like that.
They don't really care about.
That's not how the court. That's not how the Supreme Court works.
Harvey Weinstein's rape conviction was turned over in less than.
Yeah. Saw that.
Yeah, isn't that?
I don't really get it.
Okay. Anyways, here's my quote for the day, my dear friends. I have not gone where I tended to go, but I think I ended up where I needed to be. I have everything I need, and I don't need anything more to serve God. Okay? And here's my point to you. The other day somebody was telling me, Heshy, what do you want in life? People want, like George wants $20 billion, and
I just want.
Is that all?
I just want some of that Heshy money in the mattress.
Okay, but people are not satisfied with what they have. My beautiful Nicole wants to be partner with Donald Trump in a law firm or something. I made her
With
laugh.
Donald Trump? I didn't know this.
I didn't want it to collapse. You know what I mean?
So
Okay.
is that the joke for today?
That was the joke.
That was
too.
the joke. All right.
But the point is you guys want more. I am content. I can't believe I made it here where I am. I have my children, my grandchildren. I'm actually happy, and I want you to know that my job now. Everybody says, "Well, you want to be councilman." My job now is to serve God, nothing more. And not only that, to serve my fellow man. And I do want to get into city council because look at this. If I was in city council, I wouldn't have police officers. I'd be screaming at them, arrest, arrest, and punish, and punish. Instead, we're allowing them to hit the Jews. I'm standing you saw, I was at one of the protests, and this lady gets up and says to me, I can't go live in Israel. I said, you're lying. She's just straight out lies to the camera.
I saw that. That was what I saw on video.
I was on the New York Post. And then I was screaming, and another loser says, I have a Jewish mother. And I said, shut up, you self-hating Jew, lying dog. I said, for what? Nobody's killing anybody there. And there's no 40,000 Palestinians that were killed. It's just a lie. And move out of harm's way. But here's my worst part.
What did the lady mean? Let's get back to that for a minute. What did she mean she can't go to Israel? It's not North
Israel,
Korea.
But she can't. She wants to live there or settle there or stay there. They won't let her. But something, she has a criminal record. You know that America has spent $380 million building a port in Gaza for what?
For nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing.
To give food in. We can
waste.
give them food. Why don't we just move them on? I know that if I was the attacking general, I would already take over Gaza, attack into Palestine. Free Palestine. Palestine is free. It's free.
Been free.
Nobody stopped them.
Yeah.
Now you want me to free
Well,
Gaza?
I think they mean stop bombing Gaza.
No, they want free Palestine to make it a free nation and stuff. Listen to me. All they have to do is release 130 hostages, and not even that. They don't have
They don't have
130.
them.
They don't have them, and they're probably dead.
There's
A lot of them are.
they have a video now of 2 hostages. They put on
Yeah.
video,
Hirsch.
and one of them they cut off his hand.
They didn't cut off his hand. They blew off his hand.
They
on
blew off his
October
hand,
7th.
and he's standing over there. He's sitting over there crying to let me back home. And another guy,
Yeah.
they just let him home. Let them come home instead of making videos that Israel is bombing. All I know is if you let them, Israel says simple. We're going to stop. We're going to cease fire. Just give us back our prisoners. The answer is no. So they're going into Rafah now. Benjamin Netanyahu says, we're going into Rafah. We're going to blow you up. We're going to kill you one by one. And that's it.
He's been saying that since March.
But-
They were
but-
supposed to go into Rafah on March 10th.
But they destroyed the whole of the Gaza, which means there's no place for those animals to live and nobody tunnels to come and attack them.
Well, let's not go there. That's a little rough.
Those
That's
tunnels
not. That's rough
They used
for
to
the.
come into the tunnels.
Are we talking about the average people or the terrorists?
the average people too?
They're not animals.
I don't know.
Did you watch some of the videos when they're dragging the Jewish people through the street? How they're cheering and screaming?
I am
how
willing
they're
to
hanging
say-
the regular people? It's not just
You
the
might see that
Hamas.
in parts of New York these days.
A
I know,
majority of
I
them
know.
are not innocent, but I certainly wouldn't say
Like
all of them. I'm not ready to
200.
say all of them
Do
yet.
you know that in 2022 there was 100 hate crimes against the Jewish people? So far, we're holding May. Not a whole year. There's 241 anti-Semitic hate crimes, and some of them are very violent. New York City, it has not crumbled to the point of what is it?
Anarchy?
Anarchy, because we can stop it, but the police are not stopping it. I love the mayor now because I become friendly.
Did you
with him.
hear Scott Galloway's theory why these protesters are all like angry and hopped up?
Why?
He says they're not having enough sex or any sex.
George Soros is doing something. This guy, George Soros, has to be, I don't want to say killed, but he has to be taken down. I don't know what he's up to. He wants America to be in a state of anarchy. That was a good word. I don't know why. Maybe there's more money.
But you
to
know
be
what
made
the
when
real
he does
why
that.
this this is my theory. I think anti-Semitism is made a comeback and is going to even get worse.
No, it's not.
It's even going to get worse in this
It's not.
country.
Yes,
You
it
guys don't understand.
No,
what
but
you
hold
don't
on a
under-
second. You didn't hear the theory.
Yeah.
The theory is, and I believe this country is becoming more class divided than ever before, and it's about, look at those Jewish people. They're very successful. They don't see all the work they put in. They don't see all the unity that they work together. They only see that this guy lives on a nice house and I live in a crappy house and I'm angry.
See,
So we're back to 1933 Germany?
I feel bad for George because George is, is just a beautiful person who actually thinks the world is a beautiful place. He has a beautiful wife.
No, he doesn't. He knows better.
does.
I know better than
I know
that.
he knows better.
He's not naive.
But George wants to be naive. He's not naive. Trust me, he's far from naive.
My beloved
But he
is more
wants to
naive
be a
than
better
that.
way. And you too. You're a nice, beautiful girl that feels that life is. I know you.
So what's your theory on the
I'm-
It's
anti-Semitism?
very simple. It's a money issue.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, you didn't say that. What we're doing now is when they think by doing anti-Semitism and having anarchy, the market will crash. They short the market, and what's going to happen is they're going to make billions of dollars, and then they're going to fix things just like during the COVID. Everything crashed. Everybody lost money. Well, everybody shorted the market. I lost 1/3 of my portfolio. Now with things are coming.
Well, so you lost what? 1/3 of $1 billion. Right?
I love you, George. You're so delicious. I saw George's pictures. He was standing on the beach naked. With his
I was not naked. I
You
was
sent me a
in a
picture of your
swimsuit.
wife in a
She was in a bikini.
not a
Okay.
bikini, in a zip, whatever, if you want to call
George
that
has
a
a
bikini.
hot wife. What are you
I
upset
understand
with him
that,
for?
but she's a married woman with
She's his
little
hot
children.
wife. He doesn't seem to mind. You look
I
at him
don't mind.
smiling.
I mean, I'm a
He's
happy
smiling.
guy.
Look at his
Kissing
face.
him on the beach
He
and
looks
sending
happy.
pictures out to the world.
He's a
I-
happy
I didn't
man.
send pictures out to the world. I just put it on Instagram.
Let me tell you
I
something.
know if I did that with Linda, I'd be dead.
A well-loved man is a happy man.
All I know is my quote was simple.
By the way, ladies, just love your man, feed your man,
That's
and he
right.
will love
That's
it.
a well-loved man
well,
is a happy man.
men, don't forget, sometimes a woman can't do everything that she has to, so you support her. You take care of the house like me, you clean, you cook, you do the laundry, you have the job,
I don't
and you
know.
run
I
around
don't
with
see any
Linda.
bikini pictures with you, Heshy.
Right, you're not getting to see bikini pictures. So I'm just telling you that I intend to be happy where I'm going. I don't want to ever look back in the little mirror there, the rearview mirror. I'll take a peek from time to time how bad life was. I
The
always
past is a beautiful place to visit, but not a good place to live.
I just want you to know is I know a lot of
it's not even a beautiful place to visit.
people asked me this weekend. I was speaking to a lot of young people. Do you regret the things you've done for the community? All those times you could have stopped, and I keep telling them the same thing. I could have changed my life. I could have had more money. Me and Linda sit down and talk about it all the time. I could have been so much more farther ahead. Even now, I have a big project that everybody tells me if I stop with the stupid city council, somebody offered me a great job. Somebody told me, hey, I have a big project, a very big project, and something that I can make lots and lots of money. And I need 3 years of my time to go on with it, and my children will be involved. But then I won't have accomplished what I wanted. My regret is that I want to change the world, but not just my world, everybody's world, and help them change it.
My concern, though, Heshy, is you're running for the wrong job. As a councilman, you don't have I'm just telling you the reality is, well, you're going to be in a minority. This is just the sad fact. You'll probably caucus with the Common Sense Caucus if you can get along with
That's 10, 12.
10, yeah, and
gonna
you guys
get
won't
rid of
want 8, not even 10 or 12. It's less than 10.
Okay.
And you guys will not be, you'll just be frustrated. You
No,
won't be
but
able to
if we
make any
can-
change.
But if we can find 11 more to join us, we win every single vote.
Where are you going to find them?
We're going to go
The
back.
The Democrats vote like a
That's what
block.
makes the difference between me and the rest. I'm not anymore one of 8 million people in the city of New York. I'm not anymore a representative of 330,000 residents or people marching, screaming, and helping the people in my community. I'm going to be one of 51 members that controls the entire city, that can walk into the mayor's office and say, listen, we have $110 billion
The mayor's
budget.
office is shutting down the city council now as we speak.
Right.
He told them they cannot speak to department heads. They have to go through his office and send it. Then he'll
Well,
send
I'm
a
going to
request.
stop that. I'm going to filibuster. I'm not going to let the city move down. We're going to shut down the city like you shut down the national government. Let's shut down the city budget. And I'm not
down the
talking.
city.
No, yeah, but not talking about the people's services. Talking about shutting down government agencies like the building department, the Department of Transportation, Department of Finance, all the places that collect money. And all those people that need those jobs, those 400,000 jobs, we're going to get rid of those people.
Jason said New York would be cool with Mayor Heshy.
Mayor
Okay,
Heshy.
the point is, get me into city council. Let me show you what I can do. Then we can work on to the next step. Get me into one of 51
So
members.
is that an official announcement?
No,
He's
they were
saying he
joking.
wants to start small, baby steps.
Representative Eichenstein and Yeager were joking about me 2 elections ago. Hey, she won for mayor. I said, well, I have no chance, but it'll make you a big name. You'll have a good reputation, and you'll make a lot of money by your publicity. So I'm not interested. I'm not interested in making more money. I have it. I know what I have to do. I was in the office helping people now with stop work orders. I have a vacate order. Let me tell you how bad your city is. I have an inspector.
You live here too.
I have an inspector. Right. It's my city. I take full
You
responsibility.
can't say that to Nicole.
I have a guy that I fixed everything perfect. Perfect. Plans that we didn't need to be done. Everything worked out. He was looking for every detail, this crazy inspector. You know what he did? He failed the inspection. We said, why? Because I couldn't access the fire escape. I said, there is no fire escape on the building. It's a 2-unit, 2-story building. Well, I couldn't access it. I said, there's no fire escape. Everything passed.
You need a fire escape on a 2-story building?
No, but he thought there was. I said, even if there was, it would be in the back of the building, and it's a middle building all connected. There's no way out. There's no other means of egress. Anyways, now we have to go to the commissioner, file a form that we're going to get a lawyer to sue them.
And this is costing this person?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time we get it done.
All right, we got a caller.
We have a caller? Wait, I didn't say my joke. I got to say the joke. I got to do the joke.
Joke after the
Can I
caller.
know? I got to do
Why
the
don't we
joke.
say
after the
with
call. You got the call.
Okay,
Let the
but it's
caller
such a
in.
good.
Come on.
This is a great joke.
Let
See,
the caller
Sarah Rose is
in.
gonna like this
Let
joke.
the caller
There's
in.
no way you're not gonna laugh at this
Let
joke.
him in.
Go ahead.
Hi,
Hello,
caller. How are
Heshy,
you?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, it's Zach from up in Ithaca. How are you?
Hi,
Zach.
Zach from Ithaca. How are you, Zach?
You're on with Heshy, George, and Nicole.
Hi, Zach.
I'm doing wonderful. So there's one of these Gaza encampments up on Cornell campus,
Boy, boy, boy.
and I've been watching
Cornell
these
is
folks
where?
for
Cornell is
a
where?
couple years
Cornell's in
now,
Ithaca.
but,
Ithaca,
they were
okay.
setting up roadblocks back in February, and I wrote down some notes of what I've observed. If you want me to just kind of machine gun that out for you.
Yes.
Sure,
let's hear
sure.
it.
Spit him out.
Okay, so this is a Marxist movement, fundamentally. These folks, they care very little or nothing about Gaza and Palestine and all this. It's just an excuse to have a do-over of the George Floyd 2020 tantrum. And the purpose of the encampments on the campuses is to trigger a reaction from administrators and law enforcement so then they can play the victim. And these folks, they call themselves the safety team. They wear pink armbands when they shut down the roads, so on and so forth. And they use the same tactics as Antifa. They block, I've experienced that they block the camera with their umbrellas, crowd people out of public spaces.
Yeah, but Zach,
and
what are they gaining?
Yeah.
What's their end goal, though?
Yeah, what's their goal? I mean, they don't study in school. They're not getting good grades, and the university presidents. And
By the way,
deans-
the Columbia arrest, they said a lot of those people weren't even students.
right?
lot of them
But
are
how did they
in the
get in
building.
without IDs?
Well, they were let in.
Their goals, they have a list of the really absurd demands. I can send them to you if you want. They'd be really funny to read. But one of them, they want the cops totally off campus. They want mineral rights given back to the Cuban nation, which are the Native Americans who used to own this. All these ridiculous, impossible demands, and then they say, "Well, we're not leaving until you meet our demands." But the demands are like
why I believe
impossible. It's like chocolate ice cream. It's like Cornell can't do some of these things.
Zach, you know why I believe the demands are not impossible?
Hello?
I just want to tell you something. You know why I believe the demands are not impossible? You know, did you ever believe in a lifetime that we would give reparations? And don't get me wrong, for the black people that were enslaved in the United States in the early 1800s.
Yeah, but why should New York State pay reparations?
But the point is it was never, nobody ever thought of it. And kind of reparations they want to pay is not in the billions, it would be trillions. of
So your
dollars.
point being is,
And now
these demand-
we've approved these reparations.
well, we have approved in New York, by the way, we've approved studying them.
Studying, right.
Okay, but in other states, I think there was some approved.
California is
The
far
point is,
ahead.
it starts someplace. Like we never thought
So your
marijuana would
point-
ever be legal.
So your point being is, while these demands seem absurd today, who knows in 20 years what
Not
the hell
20
will,
years, 5 years from now.
what the hell will happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. And we're doing stupid stuff to hurt our nation, to hurt our future, not to grow. We have so much to do here.
There's a huge difference between the demand for reparations and the nonsense that's going on. With
Oh,
the,
that we
the
thought
Palestinian
reparation was
cause
a
of-
demand. You
Yeah,
know,
but it's-
you know what the 184...
This has nothing to. We have nothing to do with Gaza as a country. Reparations is something to.
Hold on.
Oh,
And then now
Oh, hey,
one
Zach,
of those
let's
kids
hear
is
it.
now going on Al Jazeera, and their currency is victimhood. So
Yeah.
by getting in trouble, they are now amplifying their victim status.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Zach,
but the thing
you're
with
the best,
reparations,
Zach.
and
Thank
we
you
can-
so much, Zach, for your call. I love you, Zach. You know that, and I wish you. And how's your girlfriend doing?
Girlfriend.
We lost him.
Okay.
Here's a girlfriend.
Nice talking to you, Zach.
Nice talking to you,
The
Zach.
difference between reparations and what's going on here is, and we can debate reparations all day. It's not
I'm
an
not
argument
debating
for or
it. I
against.
think it's
not,
wrong.
It's not an argument for or against. But reparations.
So
goes
are you
to-
for or
to-
against?
We'll get to that. Reparations goes to something that
Are you
actually.
for or
Will you
against?
guys wait
No,
a
we
second?
want to hear the answer.
Okay,
Yes or
I'm
no?
sure you do. Reparations
Oh.
goes to something that actually happened here, right? There's actually
Good point.
there is a clear connection between an argument for reparations and American history, right? It's a wrong that happened that we're now atoning for, whatever. What the hell does freeing Gaza have to do with an American campus? Right? And one of the big demands on this ridiculous list, by the way, is divestment. Divestment meaning they want their funds, their endowment funds, not to have anything invested in Israeli stocks or Israeli ETFs or Israeli.
By the way, the
funds,
revolutionaries want to
Israeli
get fed
products.
the whole time.
Yeah, right, that too. And they want you to give them meal delivery service. It's absurd, right? So the connection is, I'm okay with arguing reparations because it's got something to do with our damn country. What's going on with freeing Gaza doesn't have very much to do with our country at all, and to bring it onto a campus to disrupt
And
American
she's right.
learning
And to even have a
makes no
protest
sense.
is not a problem. But to block Jewish students from going in,
Absurd.
hitting them, this is just, it's getting to the point where the cops can't do nothing. They're scared. And you know, they gave them now some extra time, Columbia, right? Was that to, another, they've extended the time limit that they have to leave
thought they
the
cleared
campus?
out
No, they cleared it out
What was
last night.
Which one was it, Cornell or which one?
Columbia got cleared out last
One
night.
of them
I know
now
that
has
for a
been,
fact.
one of them has been
There's so many of them going on now.
Yeah.
Did you see how Texas handled it? Not for nothing. I never thought I'd say this.
Yeah.
We need to handle it the way Texas is
Yeah,
handling this
yeah.
nonsense.
Well, Texas is Texas.
Texas
I
came
love
right
Texas.
in and said, absolutely
But
not.
there are some people getting so nervous that they are creating panic rooms. You know that?
Why?
In
Israel
New York
has
City?
panic- Good. Israel has panic rooms.
I
Every
can't-
family
you
has
know,
a panic
Israel
room.
has bomb shelters and right because they actually come in the terrorists. In New York City, we need panic rooms. Really? New York City, the freest, safest nation in the whole world.
Well,
It's I'm telling you guys, it's a class thing.
Well, I'm giving you my joke. Are you ready for my joke?
Okay.
So as you know, I had two grandchildren. One of them had a son, and the other one had a girl. So when my son had his baby boy, he had two beautiful. He has two. I have two granddaughters with him, and he needed a babysitter. So he went and dropped off the babies by me. And as the babies were hanging out with me, my older 5-year-old granddaughter runs around the house doing whatever they want. And we still have toys. Oh God, I'm stepping on these toys. I hate these toys so much. And I used to got rid of them, you know. But they know how to spread toys that every room, every floor has a toy. Yep. Anyways, all of a sudden, my granddaughter comes running into my room. Big H, it's flooding. I said, what's flooding? The toilet is overflowing. And I see that she's soaking wet. I guess she was playing in the toilet. And my son's in there too. I quit running in there. I see the toilet's overflowing. I shut off the water. And I say, what's going on? And she says, well, it's just, I was flushing it. She was playing with it, and it's overflowed. I snaked it. I plunged it. There was nothing I could do to get this toilet fixed. Now, I was, my brother and me, we did toilet program for the city of New York, and I installed 30,000 toilet bowls. Not me myself, but me and my crew. We did.
That's a lot of crap you dealt with.
We did 30,000 toilet bowls with the lead bins. We did it in the projects, in the private homes. I did it for about 3 years. Anyways, I took my pliers and my wrench and I unscrewed the bolts. I took off the toilet because there was nothing I could do.
That's a video you should have put up.
Okay, and I took the toilet bowl, turned it upside down, and I saw, stuck my hand in and I saw a little piece. I saw a blue dinosaur. And I took my hand, squeezed it in the little hole, and I pulled it, and I got the blue dinosaur out. I looked at my granddaughter with my eyes a little squinched over there, and I was a little nervous, and she's looking back at me. I take the toilet, I put it back together. 20 minutes later, I turn on the water, and I start to flush it. Again, it overflows. And I'm thinking, I'm mumbling to myself, I fixed it. I pulled the toilet. I pulled the stupid blue dinosaur out. And then my granddaughter Mira says, but you forgot the green one.
Oh, boy.
oh no.
That was a good joke.
That's okay.
Okay, anyways, I had to take the toilet bowl apart and do the whole thing all over again. Anyways, I love Mira Nava. She flooded my whole house, and that was the story that day. Anyway.
Linda
Well,
must
you
love
guys
that.
are going to learn what I hope they do it to you the next one.
I saw a video of Linda smiling.
I had to do that because everybody comments, Linda doesn't smile. You know, me and Linda worked together a whole day long. We're talking.
Was Heshy in the picture? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, she was the one telling her to smile.
Smile. I told her, Linda, you got to smile because the whole place screams.
He made her do it.
Do you understand that me and Linda get up early in the morning? We're running around doing donations. We drop off envelopes. I think it was a Friday that day. We're running in the cold. We're running in the rain. saying, we're dropping off food, we're cooking ourselves, we're visiting our children. We fight in the car because she's the craziest side, back door, back seat, whatever crate driving. I actually fight with her. I put the radio on, she shuts the radio off. I put the heat on, she shuts it off. I turn off the heat, she puts on the heat. It's like constant battle in that car. So trust me, there are words that fly between us once in a while. You know what I mean? Plus, have regular discussions. So of course we can't always be laughing and joking and smiling all day. Plus, we're on the phone doing business. Anyways, so this time she smiled to the camera. Question to you. Here we go.
Shoot.
Trump.
Oi.
I know. Let's be honest, Nicole.
You're obsessed with this
I
guy.
love you, Nicole. I really think you're a good girl, but can we just give him a break? Let him lose. Let him
Yeah,
lose.
I'll give him a break. Where would you like it? His knees, his elbows?
I was rereading.
We never got the answer about Nicole's reparations thing.
Yeah. Nicole.
We totally changed the subject
Nicole,
here.
right? Yes or no? I don't believe in reparations.
Why not?
Because my father, by the way, did not take any money from the Nazis, and he was a survivor. They offered it to the church. No, we don't want it. Even though we do deserve it, because we're the life.
But why should, hold on a second, Nicole, but why should my family pay reparations? My family is Greek. They came here only in the last 70, 80 years, had nothing to do with slavery. And why should we pay some kind of tax into reparations?
So
my father was a Holocaust survivor, came after the war, and built this country with a lot of the other immigrants. Why should we pay reparations for some rich people that became? Why don't we go after the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers?
They're great questions, and you're also making presumptions about what you think my argument is, because I can hear the defensiveness in the questions. Just because you believe in reparations doesn't necessarily mean you believe in a tax on all people in order to pay them. There are people in this country.
So where's the money going to come from?
Hold up. There are generations of people in this country that, yes, have benefited from slavery. And that wealth has transferred down into those families. They still live on the plantations that they benefited from. Some of them still own them. Some of them make money off of them because they sell them out to weddings, right? So there are states where it's pretty traceable. And there are families.
So we're going to take the land from these guys?
I'm not saying take the land from these guys, but if anybody should have to pay anything, why don't we start with that?
Yeah, but after a while, that money runs out quickly.
It's not enough money.
It's not enough. You're talking a couple billion. You're talking they want trillions of dollars.
Yeah, and what were they going to pay the Holocaust survivors? $200.
And two, why should New York?
It's a gesture, and it's a start.
Why should New York pay reparations? New York, 50.
I didn't say New York.
No. But New York State pay reparations. Union soldiers died during the Civil War.
And we had no slavery in New York. We were one of the.
We did have slavery maybe 100 years previous.
No.
Yes, we did.
You can't rewrite history, dude.
New York did not have.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
It used to be the law of the land, and New York was one
in
of the
the
first ones to free
1820s already. The shipping, they didn't even allow the ships that stopped at our port.
That is correct, but
if you had slaves on it, they couldn't stop here
but
at
our
the
country
port.
didn't start in 1820. Our country started in 1776.
But again, even then, when the country started, they didn't want slavery at the signing of the Declaration of
But they got it
Independence.
anyway.
Right, but because they agreed to it, but there were still some states that said no slavery, and New York was one of the states that said no slavery from day one.
Not at the precipice.
Day one.
No.
Day one, there was no
they
slavery.
didn't. You can't just make it up.
Yeah, go check your history.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it with you next week.
Well, he's got his phone out.
I'm going to look. I'll look it up.
Good,
There's
good.
no, there's Google.
That's right. Anyways, I have a question for you again, and both of you again.
Yeah.
The Hague or whatever it is, the World Court wants to charge Netanyahu and a bunch of Jews with war crimes.
Oh, they can go to hell.
But before we jump into
Why
it,
aren't we charging the Hamas with war crimes? Yeah, go ahead.
more than 42% of New York households enslaved African people by 1703.
1703, I got that.
So America wasn't independent
Right?
yet.
It wasn't nothing. It wasn't even nothing. Go ahead. I think it wasn't even a colony till like the mid-70s. It was owned by the Dutch. Go ahead, yeah.
New York was next to last in abolishing slavery. I'm just reading it from Wikipedia, but the law passed 1799, and it was a gradual abolition of slavery.
From New York?
Yes.
Told you.
Okay, but because there was really no slaves in New York.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, New York, Baltimore, our capital.
That's not the argument
the
you've
way
said
you
before.
argue, this is like an LSAT problem.
I'm telling you that. Okay.
You said there was no slavery at all.
Yeah,
Now you're
you
saying,
can't
well, it
change the
wasn't that
argument.
much.
Okay, well, maybe I was wrong. I'm
All
sorry.
right,
Okay.
that's that. Look
Anyway.
at that.
You heard it here first.
Humility,
As she
humility.
admitted that
I did not admit
We
I
need
was
you to
wrong.
sign
I
on
still
it.
don't believe I
I
was
want it
wrong.
in writing.
Whatever.
You know, Linda, you can play that over and over again.
You know, there was at the UCLA, they brought a flag, and the commentator that was watching, he says, "I see a new flag by the protesters," and it was a yellow flag, and it says Mashiach. That is the Messiah. He didn't even know what it meant. He thought it was like another protester,
That's
Palestinian flag. Mashiach means that the Messiah is coming. And you know, there's a guy wrote his name, he told me his name tonight. He called me right before the show started. Something Netzav, I have it written down somewhere.
You know what they did at UCLA that I thought was absolutely brilliant?
What?
So UCLA's got those stupid encampments like the other campuses, right? 4:30 in the morning, they're over there blasting. I mean, blasting music, Robin Williams, army tunes, chickens,
You know, the
hens.
army used to torture people
Hilarious.
during the Iraq War. And we would play Barney,
Yep.
Barney, I love you, you love me. And they would just play it over and over again to torture
Yeah.
the people, and they would break.
All
people,
night long.
People, or the Meow Mix song, meow, 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 meow. And,
That's if you had them in a room alone.
yeah, but
No,
so they
but
should have
they're
just
blasting
blasted it.
That's
all.
what they're doing. They're blasting it all over the campus. These people can't sleep in their tents.
Let me tell you, you
Hilarious.
hear that a million, you hear that a couple hundred times, you're going to start breaking.
I happen not to like Robert De Niro because he's a Biden guy and he hates Trump. But he showed up at the protest and he told them they're crazy and to stop it. But I used to like Susan Sarandon, but she's can I say that?
No. I mean, say it. You can pay me the money then.
Yeah, but the point is, she sleeps with everything that moves.
How
and
do
then
you
she
know? What are you in her underwear? You don't know that.
You see all the television and articles written about her every minute
Why
she's
does
running
that
around.
matter? What is with you with your obsession with who
And
women
then, because
sleep
she
with?
shouldn't be commenting if she's one of those women who are very
Of questionable character.
exactly.
like I
Why?
say.
Exactly.
No, I'm not agreeing with Heshy here. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm
trying to give him
Loose
another word.
Loose women should not be commenting.
Loose women are not allowed to have an opinion. That's what you're going
I don't
with.
mind, but she's like the lowest of the low.
And by the way, loose women don't hump themselves. Just saying.
Wow. Yeah, that's very good the way she said it. Humping.
Yeah, you never heard that before?
I did. This is the way she did it with a little bit
It's
of
just-
class. Okay, but Susan Sarandon is more than humping. She's worse. I can say bad words about it. Anyways,
Fix this.
Mayor Adams, I'm proud of him, putting the cops in. He defends the cops, but still, again, how do you arrest somebody and then drop the charges the next day? They wouldn't. Again, I'm going to repeat it again. They didn't drop the charges. They kept me suffering on a protest that nothing.
Listen, he's got 30 city council members, 25, 30 that are crazy. They're crazy socialist left. They're going to drive him bananas. So I'm sympathetic to the mayor.
The New Yorkers want this to go on. They want these protesters. I know that New Yorkers don't want it, and it's against the law. But you're telling me that if these 30 leftist pig councilmen are saying that their constituents want these, half of the city, 4
They
million.
never say what their constituents want or don't want. They're always coaching in the terms of the revolutionary struggle. I mean, they never use that word, but they're always like, we need to fight for this. We need to do this. We need to do that. It's never about like, hey, are my constituents better off than they were the last year and the year before? It's always about, we got to take care of, transgender dwarfs that,
Crazy.
that are, Palestinian. Like the smallest minority group, they'll pick out. And they're like, we got to fight for them.
I want to do a commercial. Let's go do a commercial. Green Line Building Solutions. Are you ready? Do you know what Green Line is?
I never heard of it.
Foster Avenue.
Green Line is my company. Where are they located, my beautiful friend?
202 Foster Avenue.
Brooklyn,
New York. 11230.
I like the way you said New York. She did it. Say 718-871-0382. Green Line Building Solutions. We know how to get rid of your violations. We have architects. We have lawyers. Today I had somebody fighting with his insurance company. I showed him how I got an architect to write a letter. I even had a judge that had issues with the building. I helped her fight the building department. This is what we do. We help you get out of trouble. I help you navigate the system. You're right. They find some stupid answers how to vacate with a fire escape. I know how to get you the legal way out. I know how to solve your problems. I know how to put you back in your houses. Green Line Building Solutions for all your architectural and violations and building needs. 718-871-0382 or pop on down to 202 Foster Avenue. And what do we got next? Crossroads.
We do.
Yes.
Crossroads Recovery. Actually, I'm inviting one of their directors to come in and speak with us. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. As everyone mentioned, May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Well, there's 3 clients right here.
So,
No,
exactly.
but I like that. What do you mean by
Yeah.
I believe we should be more aware of mental health. It's a very bad
No,
thing.
for sure.
Yeah.
So Crossroads is located at 206 West Parkway Drive, Suite 1B in Egg Harbor Township. You can call anytime. They have a cell phone number for you at 609-810-9522. And if you're struggling with anything at all, give them a call.
And HeshyTishler.com. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on down. I'm so close to getting my maximum funds. Yes, George, I'm very upset with you because I found out now that they can call, Kalman can withdraw already and run the special election on June 25th. They're going to hold everything back, even though Weinstein doesn't have to go anymore. She doesn't need it. They want to hold back because they want to call the special election in November, which gives us till January to have the special election. That means even I get elected, I have 45 days again for George to rerun an entire campaign. We have to start all over again. It's like they want us to fail. They want us to use our money up. That even if we win, they're going to be ready to get us. It's like dirty politics. Dirty.
Oh, newsflash, guys. Politics is dirty.
Well,
this is news to you?
Well, I want to play clean. I thought I was going to play clean, but I guess I have to play
Play
dirty.
clean when you play pool or something else.
HeshyTishler.com. Donate $10, $20, $30. Come on in. Come on down. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to win this. I promise you, when I get into city council, you're going to see changes. You're going to see me fighting for you guys. And I love you so much, and thank you so much. Anyways, what else are we going to talk about?
I want to talk about the fact that there's no more non-competes. Did you see that?
Yeah, did you see that?
No.
No more non-competes.
Yeah. So it is.
Now, I don't know if that applies to business owners.
Explain.
Let's say I sold my business to you, and you say... Well,
No, this is for employees.
Yeah, so employees cannot... There's no non-competes with employees.
So even if you sign an agreement that you what's it called again when they come into your business and you start teaching them the business, it's called you can't work
Trade
in my
secrets?
5 years. You can't work in the same business. That's called.
that's
not
a non-compete.
enforceable. That's a non-compete agreement. That's not.
So that doesn't
enforceable
work anymore.
Nope.
No.
So
No,
why
I'm
would-
sure it'll go.
I mean,
to
listen,
appeal.
it had gotten out of hand where people would work at McDonald's, and they didn't want them to go across the street and work for Burger King. I mean, this is a true story. And people would sign non-compete agreements because they'd have no
So
choice.
because the city says that if you work as an inspector and you leave them, you can't work in our field for 2 years.
But that's more of an ethics thing. I don't think it's a non-compete.
Why? If you retire from the building department, you're allowed to switch sides and do a whole bunch of other.
It's an ethics thing. You don't, that I can kind of understand. But she's saying...
This is more of, let's say you work for a company, right? A private company.
Like mine.
Any private company, you employ somebody, and in their employment contract, there's a non-compete clause. It says, okay, after you're done here, whether you're fired or whether you quit, you cannot work for a competing company to mine.
Or you can't open up a competing company.
Right, not in the same area, not in the same geography, not in the same anything. You can't do it for a period of X amount of years, usually 1 to 5. A lot of these agreements, standard is like 2, right? So these people are now stuck because they have a certain set of skills, transferable skills, that they now can't use at a neighboring company.
Skills that we taught them
Either
that
way.
they didn't have before.
Sure.
Well,
but
listen,
it's theirs.
here's where
My nephew comes over to me and says, Heshy, I want to get into the real estate business. Not mine, but he didn't want to work for me. He wants to get into the real estate business. I said, work for me. I'll train you and you can open up your own thing. I want to get into real estate business. I said, okay, I'll get you one of my landlords to hire and you work for him. I'm going to work for him for a couple of months. I'm going to learn the business and all his contacts. And then I'm going to open my own business. I said, but that's wrong. I said, you can't do that. Nobody's going to hire you. Oh, I'm not going to tell him. I said, if you tell them that that's what your
It's
plan
a little
is.
different. That's poaching contacts. Right?
Why? It's not poaching. He's going to learn the business and open up his own business to do the same thing because he likes that field, because that guy became rich. You can't just steal a man's business or
Well, listen, this is where non-competes,
I have no
think
problem. I
there
want
should be
people
a
to learn
difference
my
between somebody who works in the C-level suite
Right.
or works in an office, who's a manager, who's a CEO, who's a CFO, whatever,
And a low-level
as opposed
employee.
to somebody who's getting an hourly wage. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay. Well, I agree with you on all of that. And call into the show, everybody, 646-974-1580. And if you believe that anti-Semitism exists or not exists, or it's fake, it's not fake. You know, a bunch of Jewish people showed up on City Hall and they started to scream, I think it was yesterday or today, because there was a nice man. I did an interview with him, Stephen Levy, and his wife, Cheryl Levy, I don't know her name. She went and they have a store on 42nd Street. And a lady comes in, starts screaming. A black lady comes in, "Free Palestine!" in her store.
Was she a shoplifter too?
No, because they stopped her right away at the door. They had the security guard. It's a jewelry store. And they started to push her. "Don't push me! Don't touch me! I'm calling the police." They said, "You're in our store. We don't want you in the store. We want you to leave. Just leave." And she wouldn't leave the store, and she was giving a hard time. And finally, they pushed her out of the store. Now, explain this to me, that why can't I push her out of the store? Why can't I touch her? You know what I mean? Who knows what damage she could be? Because a couple of months back, they were taking some guy with a Palestinian flag was banging on the window, and then they wrote "Free Palestine" on her window.
Well,
So
listen,
they show up at City Hall. What do you think they accomplished? Zero.
Are we talking about a private business, City Hall,
Private
or college?
business that these guys went, she went as well, to City Hall with a bunch of people. Let's stop it. What do you mean stopping?
Well,
The
I
cops
think
are
they,
not stopping anything.
from a legal perspective, and Nicole can obviously clear up just my legal theory. I used to have restaurants and used to have on your menu, we have the right to refuse service.
Right.
Yeah, but if I come in there, I'm not leaving. What are you going to do about it? And I
cops.
start
You're
screaming.
Then I
Call the
well,
cops.
a jewelry store definitely has security, so they can escort you out.
No, but you start touching her. You know that. You could claim.
Well, the security guys, I'm sure a jewelry store has professional security people. They're going to know what to do.
Again, professional, not you touch, you push in the wrong way.
They will give her a warning, and then they will escort her out.
Yeah.
All I know is these protesters, they're pushing the cops, they're hitting the cops back, and they seem to get away with it. You hit back a security guard, you make a claim, and you get in trouble right then and there.
Yeah, but the cops loved it. They got a lot of overtime last night. I know two people that got called up last night.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
This was in the works since like the last 24, 48 hours.
And how
So
much
clearing
money?
them out took that long?
Oh, no. It took, I think they hit the ground running there 7, 8 o'clock, and then they finished up about 2, 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Now these people have, they claim they have legitimate claims against Israel. I know that. I just don't understand it. Can you give me one of the? I mean, it doesn't. None of it makes sense to me. October 7th didn't happen. It did happen. It happened, but we did it in retaliation. Raping, killing, murdering is acceptable, but not if you rape and kill our people.
It's all funded. It's funded by this CCP group
But
called
these
the
people-
People's Forum, and
You're
then
not-
there's
but you're not
and the
talking-
Palestinians.
You're not talking 10 or 20 or 30 or 100. You're talking now it's grown to a movement of a few thousand.
Yeah, you're fighting
and
an ideology.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, common sense.
A lot of them are getting paid. A lot of them are
Listen,
losers in our
Then it's
society.
millions of dollars that are being paid.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Qatar.
correct.
The Palestinians in Qatar are sitting on
But
$5
Qatar
billion.
jumped out of the negotiations for
But
Israel.
but
now.
Heshy, if I run a $5 billion business, right? I control $5 billion, and I have to throw around $100 million to protect my franchise. The franchise being I extort money from my own people, the Palestinians, and I send it to Qatar, and I live like a prince. I'm going to spend $100 million to defend my franchise.
Wow.
Wouldn't you? I mean, it's only good business
That's a
sense.
business strategy.
It's only good business sense, right?
Oh, I can't
is.
believe it.
Money
Actually,
game.
it actually makes sense. Oh, terrible. I hate it. I hate it. You know, again, I believe that Iran should be blown out of the world. I mean, really, just blown up all of their... And Israel now is scared. Israel is scared.
Oh,
but they-
Israel's not scared. My family,
Why hasn't it been
my
done?
family and I were laughing our asses off the
Yeah.
morning after all those rockets. First of all, they threw how many drones and rockets?
300.
365. Want to know how
Right.
many hit? 4. Could you imagine
I
that
heard
that
zero.
fail rate?
I heard
no,
zero.
4 hit, and they only hit Arab parts of Israel, which cracks me up to no end. Like, what kind of lousy shot do you have to be to fire 365 times, land 4 times, and
Or
not
cra-
hit your target?
Or crappy technology.
And not hit your target. Like
No, but they
the
did it
Israelis
as-
are going like this. It's not even worth
But what I
responding.
understand is Iran just did it as a symbolistic show.
Symbolistic my ass. That's what they had to say after the fact for that embarrassing performance. We're sitting here, we were laughing our asses off. the next morning.
Well, all I know is 9 bombs went off in Iran. But again, the Israelis didn't really accomplish anything with their 9 targets. Yeah, they blew up a building here and there, and they got inside the territory there. I think they should cause real damage, blow up the Ayatollah's house, destroy the entire parliament, and destroy the entire city of Tehran.
You know what cracks me up is 6 months ago when
Whatever
Israel...
what's the main city there? Not Tehran.
Tehran.
Tehran, you're right.
Tehran.
Yeah, when Israel responded to October 7th, they came in, forceful response, very strong.
2 weeks later.
Within 2 weeks, they had to assemble themselves. They carpet bombed all of Gaza. And the one thing that you heard a lot, which annoyed the hell out of me on the news and everywhere else, Israel has to give a proportionate response. Proportionate response.
I
Remember
hate that
stupid
proportionate
word? Okay.
response.
Listen,
So
I just
now-
want to cover when this country got attacked at 9/11.
Right.
Our proportional response was to bomb the crap out of Afghanistan,
Thank
and
you.
hundreds of people,
And
hundreds of
Iraq.
thousands of
Wasn't
people
Iraq also
died.
involved with that?
All right,
Iraq
when
too.
our country got attacked during Pearl Harbor, we dropped
dropped a nuke.
We dropped 2 of them
Yeah.
on 2 cities where civilians were.
Not right away.
No, not right away.
The nuclear war was...
No, but we did do a raid months later. It was led by Captain Doolittle.
Doolittle that went and he flew a suicide mission as well. They flew kamikaze planes into America.
It wasn't kamikaze, but they were gonna crash into China after they dropped the bombs.
After they dropped the bomb, they were going to land in China, and the freedom fighters were going to say, their fighter pilots were just going to kill themselves and crash in and not survive. Any of the Japanese that survived would be shamed when the Americans actually survived in China.
Yeah, and the point was to show to Japan that the homeland was not going to be safe.
Right. And so that's a great point. One is there's no other country that's been asked to do a proportionate response, nor has there been another country that has actually done so. That's the first thing. The second thing is, here is an example of Israel actually responding proportionally to Iran. Your drones were a freaking joke, so we sent a joke back, and people are still upset. So there's no winning. Either they respond strongly and they're bad, or they respond.
No, if you attack first, there's no such thing as a proportional response.
They're bad. There's no.
My question to you is this, I know that I'm opening up a can of worms, and I'm not scared. And I hope these Palestinians, because I have a lot of Palestinian followers on my TikTok, and they comment stupid stuff about free.
They're
Palestine.
probably monitoring you.
Right.
Not
It's okay. They go to the colleges and they protest. And they set up the stupid little encampments and they run around a couple of streets, but they've never come to a neighborhood where the biggest congestion of Jews, of 330,000 Jews in a 20-block square block area. And if you want to just combine it, go a little bit out to Mill Basin and Manhattan Beach and the not religious Jews, you're looking at 500,000 of us right here.
Oh, Heshy, please don't go there.
You're not inviting them to a Seder?
Are you not inviting them here, are you?
I am not scared of them. I want them to come in. I'll show you what we'll bust your heads open with our bats, and we're going to come after you, but you're scared because they're little cockroaches. And I want you to know a cockroach can always be squashed. But when you're scared of the little cockroach, because I know people that are scared of cockroaches.
Well, that's my
oh
wife.
My God,
Yeah,
there's a
they're
cockroach. And they
unpleasant.
jump up on a chair, or mice. I used to grab the mice in school.
Disgusting.
I used to grab them in our hands, and we used to laugh at them.
Ew.
Shake them. You know what I mean? It was like, are you crazy? Kill them.
I heard you had them as pets.
You know what? We used to take the ones that we survived. We used to put leashes around them.
No, come on.
Yeah, we did, and even the flies. Some of the
Ew,
good
you
ones.
touched them?
Listen to me. We had nothing better to do in school. We were bored. That's why these colleges, I don't believe, because we didn't really
Oy.
study in school when I was in the high school.
That's what led Heshy to his
It
criminal
shows, yeah,
lifestyle.
exactly. That's why he doesn't know that slavery happened in New
mice.
York.
I hate rats and mice and flies, and because I used to have to sleep and live with them. Anyways, what, you kidding me? I used to wake up in the morning, the mice used to dance around my bed. Hi, Heshy, come on, let's go to work, let's go to school. I had so many. I used to live in those gutted, terrible places. But most colleges are like that. That's why these kids who are dirty and smelly for days, how do you live like that? Not take a shower and smell and dirt. Come on, yeah.
Don't use deodorant.
Anyways, I wanted to thank all of our listeners in WSNR that have been part of the show. Sometimes I forget to say goodbye to you. Thank you for listening to our show. We're still going to go on until about 10 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. But you guys were great. And always join our show next Wednesday because Nicole is going to be on time. She's wonderful. And my good-looking, handsome George is going to post more pictures of him and his wife in bikinis, and I'm going to post
I
it
will
to
not
the-
be in a bikini.
What?
George, you looked very nice on the beach. You were kissing. He was kissing her.
Why not? Good for him.
We're
That's
mar-
how
we're
every
married.
couple
That's
should
what
be.
you
It's
do.
fantastic.
I got that, but it was like so.
That's what I want
I didn't
one day.
like it after
I want
20
that.
years.
I
Are you
want
jealous?
I was jealous. So lovey-dovey. Are you normal?
That's the
you can't
goal.
do that anymore.
That's
You're jealous
the
of our
goal.
love.
She's a mother of. She's a grown, intelligent, fancy
What, a
lady.
mother has no sex appeal? Are you out of your mind? Listen.
Look
That's
at
not
this
how that
one
works.
over here. Well,
That's
you
not
know,
how that works.
you know,
She's a hot woman.
I got that. Anyways, Heidi, you're a hot woman. Thank you so much for.
You heard it here. So
That's right.
funny.
I forgot to do the shout outs to Sergeant Peter, who I love very much, and Ina Venikova. Can I say something bad?
Can I say a nice shout out? I went to Jamaica. We
Yes,
had a
you
great guide that helped us out. His name is Nicole. He's on TripAdvisor.
You should tell him to watch our show.
I will send it to him now. And he's a great tour guide. And he was real friendly. And he took us to the real heart and soul of Jamaica.
Well, Mira Nava, Ellie, and my new grandson, Benjamin Hill, and my newest granddaughter, Ahuva Ahura from Star Trek. Welcome to the new world.
By the way, I saw Chabad in Jamaica.
Who?
A Chabad.
What's it? Chabad.
Chabad. Okay.
Chabad. Say the chab. Come on, baby. Chabad.
Chabad?
You know what? In the late 1960s and 70s, when Chabad started to send the emissaries out to the world, there wasn't too many, and a lot of them failed. Now we're in every country. Vietnam, there's a Chabad. I'm in shock.
I'm telling you, as she was
Wisconsin,
Jamaica, Montego Bay, there was
Chabad.
Yeah.
I bet you the music was
My
popping.
favorite Chabad is.
I wasn't inside, but I saw the building.
I went to Puerto Rico for a Jewish wedding. I went to get married there on the beach. I said, "There's no Jews here," and we got there.
I'm a
There's a
Puerto Rican
Chabad.
Jew.
No, but in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, I can't believe there's not only a Chabad, a synagogue who has a packed house, and when we get there after Shabbos, he has a pizza oven and meals to go on. He gives a free lunch, but Friday night he makes cooking meals. He charges quite a bit of money.
You'd be
Wasn't one of
surprised.
the-
There are quite a few Puerto Rican Jews. My mom's one of them.
Wasn't
too.
one of the hosts
No,
of
there's a lot of
Telemundo
Latino.
or one of the Spanish channels? He was Spanish and Jewish.
And Jewish. There's a lot of them.
No, I know there's a lot of Jews that are from Puerto Rico, from Colombia. There's a lot, you know, there's a
Spain,
whole
there's a
big
ton.
Colombia. Nicaragua has a whole big community. I'm like in shock. They're telling
Yeah.
me go to Nicaragua. I'm like,
Panama has a lot of Jews.
Panama always did have a
They
lot
speak
of Jews.
Spanish and
went
Hebrew.
there-
They're cool.
Jews went there a long time ago doing the digging of this Panama Canal. Most of them were, engineers with the Jewish people and American people, and they stayed on.
Well,
it,
my
and
dad
they-
served in the canal zone.
Okay, my father-in-law served during the Korean War, and he went to Alaska. Okay, and he was part of the Korean War. An American white little boy, 3 generations, and it was very cool. I couldn't believe it. I said, the Korean War. He says, yeah, I enlisted, and I wanted to help fight for our country.
Can I share a nice story?
Yeah.
So I turned 34 on April 19th.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And that was a Friday, so that was a Shabbat. And you know that
Shabbat is the Sabbath that you can. Yeah. Go ahead.
it's the day of the biblical day of rest.
You get it up there in years, 34.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Wow,
what.
I know.
Get-
Over the
see,
hill.
I got one
where's,
white hair.
Where's
one
her
white hair,
cane?
right
I'm
here.
going to smack you around.
One
Stop
white
talking
hair.
about white hair. I have to color
But-
my hair, me and George.
But I haven't had a kiddush done properly at my table in 22 years because my father left 22 years ago, and there were no other men in the house after that, and so I have no older brothers or anything like that. So we'll call him a
Kiddush
Bashil.
is the prayer to welcome in the Sabbath, and you drink a cup of wine.
It's a big deal. You do
It's a big
you do
deal.
the
That's-
blessing over the wine and the
Yeah.
bread, and that is how you usher in your Sabbath, right?
And then you have a meal.
and it's custom for a man to do it. It's not
Right.
something. These are not blessings that women typically
But
say.
women could do the Kiddush.
They could if they're alone. I haven't. My mother and I, we tried the first couple years. It was very awkward, so we just didn't do it, right? So
what happened?
So Superman came over.
He's only Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
Superman is the new man in our
Kent,
lives.
he's-
In our
he's
lives.
really not that new, but he came over for my birthday and he said, "Well, I'll take you out. We'll do something." I said, "You know what? I haven't had a traditional Shabbat in 22 years. This is what we're gonna do." And he did it. He sat at the head of my table and he did kiddush
He wore
with
the
his
kippah,
yarmulke.
yeah.
He wore the kippah from his bar mitzvah, and he did kiddush and he did the prayers with my daughter. My daughter got to see her very first
Wow.
properly done kiddush at her mom's house.
He knew how to
And-
say the words.
Yeah, he remembered the prayers. He did it by memory at that.
Wow.
No book, no nothing. And I have to say, I thought it was one of the most spectacular things I've been able
Everybody,
to do.
you should all click in and say happy birthday, Nicole. Our show is coming to an end. I want you all to join us next Wednesday. I'm hoping all the protests end. I'm hoping this will be a better world. And I'm ready for election.
I have a feeling none of that's going to happen, but guys, have a great
When's the
week.
election? Tell them when to
And
vote.
we don't know. In November, we're working on a date. And just say hello to my new grandson, my new granddaughter. And I'm working on the wedding of my son, Yaakov. It's going to be September 5th or September 8th.
How many dates have they gone
I
on?
was gonna say,
No,
and I'm
we're-
glad you didn't
we're
call
ready-
it your
we're
wedding.
ready- We're ready about 30 dates in.
Oh, wow.
30.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Holy
a
crap.
long
Beautiful
time.
ring, a beautiful bracelet, and we're getting her the candelabra. It's
what?
wow. They're so Shabbat. You have to light candles.
Yeah.
Women, married women, have to light candles.
Yeah.
So you light for yourself, and you light for your husband.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
single
you
don't have to light, and then when you have a kid, you light another one.
Right.
So I'm buying her a 5-piece candelabra because I'm expecting 3 grandchildren at least out of them.
What?
That's what I'm expecting.
What kind of bid is this?
I want at least 3 minimum.
Okay.
And if there's more, we'll buy detachments. These candelabras.
How many kids are too many, by the way?
He doesn't believe
I
in
would
that.
say about 5. is too
Oy
much.
vey voy. Oh
But
my
3
God.
is a minimum, and 8 is okay. But
What?
5, it should stop at 5. Stop at 5. Anyways, these candelabras start at $3,500. So I'm looking one over because I bought for the first 2.
For a candlestick?
So not candlestick. It's a candelabra. It's beautiful. And I was just asking, how much would a tray be to put on the bottom? The tray is more money than the stupid candelabra.
Yeah, it's got more metal in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got more silver.
So when I was my son Avram,
It's silver, I'm assuming.
it's silver.
I mean, I would think with Heshy, though, with all the money you got, it should be gold.
So
Platinum.
my father loved silver, and he bought a beautiful menorah 70-something years ago. Gorgeous, big, gigantic, not a little menorah for Hanukkah like you guys like. Big one, put his name on it. And it was, it was a little bit disarrayed after all these years, and I took it in to fix, and I had my father's name on it, who my son is named after. When he fixed it up, I gave it to my son. And recently I found my father's matzah holder. Beautiful silver tray that go for $10,000, $12,000, and it was in bad shape. I took it in now, and the guy's going to clean it up. He says, yeah, this is an antique. It's 70 years old, and when we finish making it up, this could be worth $40,000, $50,000. I never even thought of it, but it's something beautiful. It's all designed the way they did it by hand and all that by 70 years ago. And I just had it as a joke, and he did, and I have to give it over to one of my kids because, I don't know how long I'm going to be around, and I want to make it look nice anyways. Happy, whatever, who cares? Happy
Mimuna.
nothing.
Happy Mimuna. Are you into
Happy
Mimuna?
Mental
Aren't you
Health
rocking?
Month.
That's right. Happy
Yeah,
Mental
happy
Health
Mental
Month.
Health Awareness.
Welcome. Come on back next Wednesday. Thank you, George. Thank you, my beautiful Nicole, for coming to the show. And that's it. I love you all. And
Well, it is Easter for us Greeks and Russians this week.
Oh, it's Greek Easter now?
Yes.
Oh, it's late.
It'll be Friday. It'll be Good Friday for us. Saturday.
you have a special meal or something?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally lamb, but no one in my family likes lamb except my
No,
father.
is there a special day that you do this meal? Like
Sunday.
Sunday.
But Saturday night, traditionally, you go to Mass, and you go to Mass at 11:30, 12 at night.
Wow.
They shut all the
Take
lights.
the kids too?
Yes.
Wow.
11:30
How do you say
at
Happy
night?
Easter in Greek? How
11:30,
do
12.
they do it?
Christos Anestis.
That's it. Anestes,
Christos
that's it.
Anestes.
And then when
Which
and then
means
when
Jesus rises.
and then when they shut all the lights in the church, and then they pass around the candle of the lights, and
And what about the collection plate?
then they the collection plates go several times. I'm sure it's the same in the temple.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they shoot off fireworks usually or something.
Fireworks?
Yes,
That's what I'm gonna do.
they don't
for-
care
How
at
cool is
12 at
that?
I
night.
plan on doing that by my
Except-
son's wedding. That when he breaks the glass, since I can't do it in the amusement park, which I'm still fighting for, that the whole sky lights up. Congratulations, Yaakov and Rayleigh, and then with a big Israeli star.
So,
I like that.
So you're supposed to say
That's
Christos
nice.
Anestis,
Yep.
And
Which
then
means
the-
Christ rises, right?
Christ will rise,
That's
and
it.
then the response is after he's risen, Alithnos Anestis, which means truly he has.
Okay. Well,
Oh, I
good
like